EI games, but Mario's missing. Sadly, yes.
Heyo.
Right, I feel I should have the trauma of going through the introduction this time.
Yeah.
Dinner, what do you want? Take out frozen chicken and chips? Yep. Right, this is going to have to move during this one. Unplug. That can live there.
Well, if you guys haven't seen Lost Levels before, hope you enjoyed the display. Mario's face.
Do you want to tweet and Facebook something about having finished Lost Levels and starting Galaxy 2? So we think we can do New Super Mario Bros. Wii in an hour, do we?
I think so.
So, does anyone watching in the chat know this game? Because we have absolutely no idea.
I've played it once, and that's it.
I've never
Run
played
to the
it.
right. Run to the right. And you'll see.
Are there any bad guys?
No, just run to the right. Quickly. Sounds a bit funny, guys.
Oh.
Very nicely. Probably doesn't need the lacing effect on it, though. Because it seemed to be okay for that. You'll have to clarify what you mean by sorted.
Is the sound working for you guys, or is it playing Silly Buggers still?
Oh, this is on the iPhone, I think. Where is it?
No, it's not busy.
No, well, I'm so glad I didn't plan to, like, stuff all these toys. I'm really glad instead. I would have gone horribly wrong. Settle down.
Do you want to take that into the conservatory and have a listen? I'm sure it's looking and sounding alright. Might as well. Coach checking out the sounds. We weren't sure whether you meant the sound of the broadcast was a bit dodgy, and we shall see. So I'm going to keep chattering inanely so he knows what he's checking. Certainly the sound might be a little bit different. So he can hear nothing over the rain. Have you turned it up? The volume buttons are in the top right corner. Volume buttons are in the top right corner. Cool. But yeah, volume top right corner of the keyboard. I love it. I love the rain. It feels like rain on a hot tin roof. So I'm going to keep chattering inanely so that Coach got something to compare the sound to. Don't really, wow, I don't know this game at all. Want to see how? No, I do not. So, going around and hopefully things will stop talking to us. I'm going to assume that we just follow the path. Keep following around here. And we shall see. So I can hear some noise coming from the kitchen. Okay, so I'm hearing some noise coming from the kitchen. Just a second, how do I pause it? Like that. So if I turn down the gain a little bit. There, let's try that. Okay, so have a listen, tell me what that's like. Wow, there's really not much delay at all, is there? It's pretty good.
I mean, first for me, friends doing all this and so we don't have to worry about sound mixing that kind of thing. I'm very thankful for that.
I think you need to mute that now. It's going to start feeding back horribly.
Oh yes.
Just to the left of the...
Also, I'm hoping the YouTube.
Yeah, I might put some shorts on in a minute. I think you might be alone in the box. Is your sound working okay, by the way, now? I'm following you. Wow, it's taking a long time to really get anywhere.
Oh yeah, that's all. But that's not from the Galaxy. It took.
Oh, I'm not suggesting it's longer than any others.
Yeah. But no, this is the last. Here's no stretch. One of the big things is I mean, this level isn't so clear as to what way you go to if you're going the right way, but there are most of the levels are quite clear, and we just have to try and be really quite disciplined and
Get to the goals.
just get to the goals. You know, not play and collect the music tokens and all that sort of stuff. Once we get past the obligatory.
I assumed that going to the star was a good idea. I think people are talking to us and we need to keep an eye on them.
Oh, that's a good point. It's right to my back. That is
About as poorly planned as you could imagine.
Oh yeah. Oh good. That sounds good. Okay. Good to know.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a path. Apparently the orange one's the path. Who knew?
Yeah. You gotta make liberal use of your side jumps, back jumps, particularly spin finishes.
I'll spin your finish then.
Wall jumps, all sorts of stuff. Exactly like Galaxy 1. So I have to ask, why the Sunshine hate? Shall I take this spiel, or do you want to take this spiel?
Flood. Next.
And you
God.
sums it up that it's simply not Mario, which I agree. It didn't start as a Mario title anyway. You know, it became a title during Mario during development. So not too dissimilar.
I'm not against it purely on that basis if it had turned into a good Mario title.
Oh, sure,
But it's not.
I agree, but it explains a lot.
Yeah.
That's all I mean. He and it didn't really sort of get away from its origins and over to Mario, you know, that sort of thing.
Looks a lot like the first bad guy out of Galaxy.
It is quite similar-ish, but he's on 4 legs this time.
That is a difference.
Yep. How do you probably duplicate?
Someone into him? No?
No, probably just. Usually punching the enemy in the galaxies is a good.
In the back. Usually, if he's got an aggressive side at the front
Yeah.
and a soft-looking side at the back.
It's a good place to start. You guys getting the Wii U?
I probably won't.
Yeah, you definitely won't. Andrew only got a Wii because of the marathon. I'll probably hold off for a little while.
I want to see if there's any reason to first of all, because the adverts I've heard for it, or the info about the specs and what makes it special, I haven't been particularly intrigued by.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in a gimmick controller. I mean, I like the motion control. I never saw that as a gimmick, like Sony did, Microsoft did as well. And I know a lot of stuff took it on board as being, but there's a difference between a bunch of game designers who are just use a mean gimmick to sell something because it's there, and um, being really quality game designers being given a tool that can really add to the experience. So that's why I never saw it as a gimmick. But yeah, the new Wii U controller I'm not terribly interested in as it stands at the moment. But I see a bit more. I probably need to actually try it rather than just stuff I've read. As for Sunshine, I didn't say my hatred for it. The pure and sort of simple is that my opinion that game was never play tested. There's so much about that game which you um, shouldn't have been in there in the way it was. Either because it was too repetitive in places or because the
Like
difficulty's
I
getting...
mean, we should give some examples, shouldn't
Yeah.
we? So the chasing down the Dirty Mario, whatever he's called,
Oh yeah, yeah.
in
Take a shot at
every
Mario.
single world and multiple times in Delfino Plaza as well.
Yeah, you chase him about, I think it's 11 times in total in the game. I think, maybe even more than that. And that's a ridiculous number, given that it doesn't really change in the way that it plays out. It's dynamic. So, there's that. And then in terms of the play testing, and like the difficulty, I'd say those secret areas where you lose FLUDD, I'm not against it per se, if it was actually a genuine secret that you found. But because it's not, it's forced on you um, in a way that doesn't introduce that gameplay mechanic. Um,
Yeah, suddenly it's a requirement that you haven't been able to play the game in an entirely different way immediately, or you cannot progress.
yeah,
I'm not a big fan of that.
yeah. You need if it's such a different style of gameplay that you're introducing a section which, particularly if you intend for it to be one of the main challenges of the game, then you need to create a playground area effectively in the game somewhere, whether it is just the first world or it can be very simple, but it needs to be something that people can go back to because it's either at the very beginning of the game or in a sort of game hub or something like that, and just get that experience and, and and try over and over and over again without being and I don't mind losing lives. I don't mind that sort of stuff. The problem is that the time racks up that you have to get back to the cave. And
Yeah, that's the other thing for me is not so much the red coin challenges and the 3D worlds, because those they at least restart you in them until you get a game over. But the races and things like that, where they're often very quick, 20, 30 seconds, and if you lose, you get kicked right out of the world, lose a life, and have to go all the way back to them again. That's just poor planning. You should be able to have another go at them in
Yeah.
the same way as the red coin challenges.
Yeah, the Pinna Park roller coaster is the classic example there. That is the worst case, where you've got to go all the way into the internal section of the world and climb all the way up to the roller coaster, and you get this one shot at it, and it's difficult, and that's fine. I'm all for it being difficult and a bit of a learning curve, but why spend like 2 or 3 minutes between each try? That's really off-putting when you know you're going to have to try something about 10 to 20 times to really give yourself a decent
To
chance.
waste 30 minutes in between your attempts. Yeah, I agree.
So by the time you get to like the Pinta Village, there's some really a lot of the more interesting game level design is towards the end of the game. In like Pinta Village, and the mansion and stuff, because they're unique ideas, but they're quite challenging. And that's okay, but you're so frustrated by this point, having wasted so much time over every challenge, that your appetite for it diminished.
The one that offends me the most in terms of poor game design or poor play testing is the concept of Yoshi eating different fruit, producing different outcomes. So that's absolutely vital. It's first brought in, or pretty much the only place it's vital, is whatever the oil rig one is called.
Yeah, the harbor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where suddenly the only way to get one of the shines is to realise that the type of fruit